I'm Chris Lawrence, and hey, look, I want to be upfront with all of you. We have some pretty sad news to share. I know it hit me as a dad, and it might be especially hard to hear if you have young kids of your own, because no child deserves to suffer, and certainly not like this. Dallas police say they found the little boy tied up and locked in a shed, and there's no telling how long he'd been there. Now, that shed is behind a house on Costin Drive in the area of Pleasant Grove. We know Matt Howerton's there. Matt, has anyone been arrested?
Two people have been arrested, and we're waiting on police to give us more information about those two people who were thrown in jail. Behind me is the house where all of this happened. Police say that they were called here early this morning around 3:35 a.m. That's when they found that 6-year-old boy locked in a shed behind the home, tied up. Again, we don't know why, but obviously it gave police enough cause to arrest two people at the home. And it sounds like the 6-year-old wasn't the only child staying here. CPS tells us the boy's 7-year-old sister and 4-year-old brother were removed from the house. They're now in foster care. We asked CPS if they have visited this home in the past. We are still waiting on them to get back to us regarding that question. And just a few moments ago, we talked to a neighbor next door to this home. They told us that they had heard a little boy screaming several times this week, and that it didn't cause them any alarm at the time, but now that these arrests have been made, they're putting two and two together. And as soon as we learn more about this investigation, we'll make sure that we bring it to you on air at WFAA and on WFAA.com. In Dallas, I'm Matt Howerton.
All right, thank you, Matt. You know, my son is 6 years old, but look, you don't need to have kids to just be horrified at what happened to him. Child welfare advocates tell us teachers are usually the first ones to report abuse. So with children staying home from school, they're losing a layer of protection. Not to mention some of them are trapped with their abusers all day. Now, that being said, if you suspect a child is being abused, there are ways to find out more. If you see signs of increased frustration from the kids' caretakers, initiate a video call. Ask them how things are going with the kids and just see how they respond. And speak with the child if you can. If they're withdrawn, that could be a big red flag. And if you really think there's abuse happening, please don't hesitate to call the authorities.